She hadn't eaten in 14 hours, her feet ached like she had been walking on nails, and her arms shook from hours of scrubbing toilets and lifting laundry bags. Yet when the little boy, no older than 7, quietly walked over and held out his tiny juice box with a shy smile, something inside her broke. Not in pain, but in warmth. And neither she nor the boy knew then, that this small, innocent gesture was about to change everything. Monica James wasn't supposed to be a maid. Once, she had been a college student on the brink of a nursing degree. She had dreams of working in a hospital, helping people, making her late mother proud. But life is rarely kind to the poor who dare to dream. When her mother died in a car crash and her younger brother got into trouble with the law, Monica had to drop everything, her books, her future, her identity, and start working. She took any job she could find. Cleaning houses, washing dishes in back kitchens, mopping school floors after hours. The work was honest, but the hours were long and the pay was always just short of enough. When she got a call from a high-end housekeeping agency that serviced luxury homes, she felt a flicker of hope. They needed a live-out housekeeper at a gated estate in Riverstone Hills, a place so rich she'd once heard someone joke that even the birds there wore diamonds. That's how Monica found herself in a mansion where marble floors gleamed like glass and voices echoed in cold hallways. The homeowners were a family of 3, Mr. and Mrs. Langston and their only son, Toby. The Langstons were always busy, polite but distant. They treated Monica like furniture, acknowledged when needed, invisible otherwise. But the boy. Toby was different. Toby was quiet. Always sitting alone in the massive living room or on the back porch with his sketchbook. Monica often caught him drawing birds, trees, or scenes of space and stars. He rarely spoke unless spoken to. The few times Monica tried to make small talk while cleaning up his toys or folding his shirts, he'd glance up shyly and mumble a thank you. Then one Tuesday afternoon, everything shifted. Monica had just finished scrubbing the tile in the guest bathroom when she collapsed onto the bench near the kitchen entrance. She hadn't eaten since breakfast. Her stomach grumbled so loudly she was embarrassed it might echo. She wiped the sweat off her brow and sighed, leaning back against the cold wall. From the corner of her eye, she saw movement. Toby. He stood a few feet away, holding his lunchbox with both hands, watching her silently. Then, without a word, he walked up to her, opened his box, and offered her his juice. A tiny apple juice box, cold and sweating with condensation. She hesitated. "No, sweetie, that's yours," she said gently, forcing a smile. But he insisted. "You look really tired. And thirsty." Tears burned her eyes. No one had offered her anything in a long, long time. She took the juice, whispered thank you, and drank it slowly, savoring not just the taste, but the gesture. That moment stayed with her all day. And it stayed with Toby too. Because over the next few days, something shifted between them. He began talking more. He showed her his drawings. He asked her about cleaning, why she did it, how she learned to fold laundry like origami, and why she always seemed sad when she thought no one was looking. One day, he asked, "Do you have kids?" She laughed. "No, not yet." "Will you have some?" "Maybe. Someday. But right now, I have to take care of myself first." He nodded, as if understanding more than a child his age should. That weekend, Monica came into work to find the house unusually quiet. The Langstons had gone out for a dinner party. She was cleaning upstairs when she heard soft crying. She followed the sound to Toby's room. He sat in the corner, knees tucked to his chest, his sketchbook beside him. Monica rushed over. "Toby? What happened?" He shook his head. "I just miss my mom." "But your mom's downstairs, right?" "No," he said. "She's not my real mom." The words hit her like a punch. She blinked. "What do you mean?" Toby sniffled. I was adopted when I was a baby. That's what Dad told me once when he thought I was asleep. But he said never to talk about it. Monica gently hugged him. It's okay, sweetheart. You're loved, even if things are confusing. That night changed everything. Toby clung to her more in the days that followed. He would wait for her at the door when she arrived. He began drawing her face. You look like sunshine, he once said shyly, showing her a sketch of a woman with a glowing aura. But not everyone in the house was happy about their bond. Mrs. Langston noticed. And disapproved. One evening, Monica was called into the study. Mrs. Langston was blunt. You're the help. My son is impressionable, and I don't like how attached he's become. Keep your distance. Monica nodded quietly. Her chest felt hollow. The next day, she tried. She avoided long conversations. She focused on her chores. But Toby was persistent. Why won't you talk to me anymore? He asked, eyes brimming with tears. I have to follow the rules, she whispered. Then came the day everything changed. A sharply dressed man arrived at the Langston mansion. His name was Jonathan Blake, a lawyer. Mrs. Langston looked pale when she opened the door. He asked to speak with Monica. Privately. They sat in the garden. Miss James, he began, I represent a client who has been looking for a woman who gave up her child under difficult circumstances 8 years ago. There was a mix-up in the adoption process. And recently, we found some documentation that led us to you. Monica froze. What are you saying? He handed her a folder. Inside was a birth certificate. A hospital photo. And a name she hadn't heard in years. She was 17 when she gave birth. Too young, too scared. Her parents forced her to sign the child away. I never even held him, she whispered. Jonathan nodded. DNA tests confirm it. Toby is your son. Her world tilted. Back inside, Toby was looking for her. He ran outside, clutching a new drawing, a woman holding a baby under the stars. Monica dropped to her knees as he ran into her arms. I missed you, he said, though he didn't understand why. She cried like she hadn't cried in years. It wasn't easy after that. The Langstons were furious. Legal battles began. But Mr. Langston, after seeing the DNA evidence and Toby's deep bond with Monica, stepped back. Mrs. Langston fought harder. But the truth had its own voice. 6 months later, a court ruling granted Monica full custody. She left housekeeping. Found work in a daycare. And for the first time in years, she smiled freely. She and Toby moved into a small apartment, modest, but filled with laughter. Toby still drew. Only now, the pictures were filled with hope. A woman with warm eyes. A small home under a sunlit sky. A boy holding a juice box, offering it to the tired woman who didn't yet know she was his mother. That one small act of kindness, a child's simple generosity, unraveled a web of forgotten love, hidden truths, and reconnected a broken family. It wasn't fate. It wasn't luck. It was kindness. And sometimes, that's all it takes.